Okay, this book, the Pamco Field Sketchers, got to be from the 1970s, early 80s. And I found it, and I opened it up, and all these drawings that are so related to what I do now. But the one thing I have is a pen. It's a different than my fat pencil. But the creative part of it is still there, and it's really how my mind works. That's really what it's about. And obviously working the same way I would on a sketchbook today, except I'm finding these are sometimes much more complicated. And somewhere along the line I started simplifying these. I think that the book may be from the early 80s because I had this box thing that I was doing. So if I started to do this box, this shows up in my paintings in the early 80s. Okay. In oil paintings. When I find these, when I found the book, I started to put watercolor in areas of the drawings. So there's these drawings with watercolor. I'll give you an example. I'll put some watercolor on this. And I'm going to come in with some opera. This is opera color, it's called, in watercolor. It's a combination of quinacridones making up something. So if I'm coming in here, I'm just going to maybe block out a color and maybe block out a color here. And like I would do in a mural, I'd move the viewer by this color around the shape of the head. Or now if I come in and I put a blue-green in there where I want my dark violet, and again I'm going to come up and just move the color around, and go darker, I'll put more blue-violet, blue-green in there, and make that violet together with the opera. So this is going to get darker. It's going to be slightly darker than that. Maybe come up in here. Then I'm going to take some silver, which is really not silver, but it's the mica. It's a combination of mica and the silver color, and make this a more translucent violet. I'm going to run that over the opera that's down there. Now I'm going to come in with some green to contrast the opera. Again, moving it around And then I can go back on, you know, I'm almost at the point where I could start doing layers and changing the colors and changing the, where I want to make a line going over. So now I'm going to get into more layers of color. But I'm going to take this green and put some opera into it to give myself a more earthy tone. Dark, and give me a dark. You get what's happening now? That's what's happening now because of that. But if I take it and I put a lot of water on it, and come back with some tissue paper, some toilet tissue paper, I come back to my lights again, see? But it gives me a more painterly feeling to it rather than just blocked in the color. So this is like making notes. All I'm doing here is making notes. And when I'm making notes, it's no different than sketching. The drawing underneath is a sketch. The color notes are on top of the sketch. So they're all part of a sketch that may be used or never used in a painting. But I would call this, if somebody wanted to buy it, I'd say this is a color sketch. That would be how I would arrive at that.